Welcome to Smallmouth America. I'm Jeff Snyder. We got a real treat for you today, folks. We're going to be at the smallmouth capital of the world, Lake Erie, and in particular, the western section of the lake. Western Lake Erie is a great vacation destination. The world-famous roller coasters at Cedar Point will excite your senses, as the laid-back atmosphere of nearby Kelly's Island will relax. Exotic island wineries and area restaurants offer unique culinary experiences, and the exciting nightlife of Put-in-Bay is not to be missed. History buffs will be swept back to the 1800s as they relive the Battle of Lake Erie at Perry's Monument, or visit the infamous Civil War prison of Johnson Island. Western Lake Erie is truly a vacationer's paradise. Hey, we've shown you some beautiful scenery up here on Lake Erie. Now let's show you how to catch some of those beautiful smallmouth. Lake Erie's vast expanse of open water usually spells trouble for many first-time visitors. Where do you begin, and what lure presentation will help you find fish in all this water? Begin by using some type of search lure, and tops in smallmouth circles is a jerkbait. Jerkbaits draw vicious strikes better than any other smallmouth reaction bait. Its erratic action and ability to mimic the bass's major food source make it the perfect early season lure choice all across smallmouth America. On any large body of water similar to Lake Erie, traditional jerk-jerk pauses like those used in largemouth, muskie, and other types of fishing is not enough. A more high-tempo ripping motion with less pause time will result in more smallmouth strikes. Oh, there's one. You know, folks, when you pick a jerkbait, there's lots of them on the market, but in really clear water, you know, you need to get one that goes a little bit deeper than most. The average jerkbait will hit about 3 to 4 foot of water, and that's okay, but you know, on Lake Erie, the Great Lakes, you get a lot of rough weather, a lot of heavy waves. Well, you want a bait that goes a little bit deeper than that. There's lots of them on the market. The brand that I'm throwing here today on Smallmouth America is this, it's called a ripstick. It gets down about 8 or 9 feet. Can you believe that? Most jerkbaits only go about 4. But it was designed up here on Lake Erie for that very reason, because you're getting below the wave wash with a jerkbait like that. It gets a little deeper. Smallmouth can see it, and it gives you the ability to bring smallmouth out of even deeper water. Hey, clear water, they're going to spawn even deeper. Up here, 12, 14, 15 feet is not uncommon for a bed. And if you are trying to get those pre-spawners, a deep diving jerkbait is exactly what you want. Color is another critical factor governing smallmouth strikes. Smallies are primarily sight feeders, which means the most effective shades will be those that mimic the bass's natural forage or those that are the most visible. For sunny days, begin with proven colors such as chrome blue. Golden shiner is another productive choice, followed closely by gold clown. During cloudy conditions, a less flashy hue attracts greater attention. Emerald shiner mimics the smallmouth's main diet, but don't overlook mud minnow when the bass are shallow, or the new iridescent shade when they move deeper. Once color is determined, start looking for areas that will hold active fish. Search for rocky outcroppings, submerged rock piles, humps, rock flats, areas that feature both structure and, most important, current. Current affects smallmouth positioning greater than any other outside force. It moves microscopic organisms around the lake or river, which in turn moves the forage base, such as minnows. Smallmouth sense this movement and position themselves to intercept the food. Folks, the key to any successful technique or presentation is really equipment. What I mean by that is you have to have the right type of rod and reel and lure to present it at the right time. Today we're using jerkbaits like we mentioned before, but we're using right equipment, meaning a long limber rod. Now this happens to be a 6'6" rod, but you'll notice how whippy that rod is. It's very critical for a soft tip rod. Hey, anytime you're using a multiple treble hook lure, crankbait, jerkbait, you name it, you're going to have that soft tip in that rod. Very forgiving. Reason? I'll tell you what, you get a smallmouth hooked on out there, and you set the hook with a really stiff action rod, you're liable to pull the hooks right out of his mouth before he gets a good bite on it. So what you want to do is make sure when you choose your crankbait or your jerkbait rod in particular, you have a very low power or very light action rod. Oh, there's one. Oh man, look at it. Oh, that's a good one there. Gee, we need Christmas. Good fish. Oh boy. Is he gonna jump? Is he gonna jump? Come on up, come on up. All right, not really a great fish, but I'll tell you what, these jerkbaits sure do produce. Look at that, got him foul hooked. That's why he felt like a giant. He's a good little 1.5-pound fish though. Beautiful, gotta be careful with these hooks, folks. These treble hooks, oh, they get all over you. A little on the smallish side, but a good or typical jerkbait strike. Explosive strikes. Nothing like a jerkbait. We're gonna let him go. Oh yeah, boy, he just crunched me. He just crunched me. When discussing smallmouth and the all-time smallmouth producing lures, you have to include the tube bait. Its compact size and ability to mimic numerous smallmouth forage makes it a vital piece in solving the smallmouth puzzle. A tube can best be described as a hollow-bodied tentacle bait that darts, swims, and crawls in much the same manner as a lot of the smallmouth's favorite foods do. Just like any other soft plastic bait, tubes come in a myriad of colors. But don't let the huge selection overwhelm or muddle your decision-making process. Begin by choosing lures that closely match the forage base of your favorite lake or river. Picking colors that mimic what the bass are feeding on will ensure strikes during the toughest of fishing conditions. Watermelon mimics both crawdads and emerald shiners. Smoke shades are translucent and sparkle much like baitfish scales. Erie green looks similar to gobies and other forage. The most visible color in stained waters is chartreuse, and black sets up a silhouette in the darkest conditions. Oh man, he come and smacked that thing. Thought I felt him pick it up a little bit earlier. Whoa, jeez, oh Pete, that's a good fish there. Oh, look at that, look how he bends that rod, I'll tell you. Smallmouth, what creatures. Look at that fight, look at that fight. Oh, whoa, 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 he's running right at me. He's running right at me. Oh, this is gonna be a nice one here. Look at this guy, ooh, beauty. Beautiful fish. Tell you, that's what Lake Erie is all about. Giant smallmouth. Oh, look at him fight. Oh, beauty jump. Tell you, I'd give him a 10, wouldn't you, on that jump? Great, great fish. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. You know what I like to do, folks? When I find a big fish like this, oh, I'm playing him out that 6-pound line. I'll drop a buoy out there. And that now I know, in this huge, vast open water, where exactly I can come back to. But you can't, you know, you see a lot of bass shows, you guys flip them over. Hey, with 6-pound test line, a 3 to 4-pound smallmouth, you can't flip them over the side of the boat. What you gotta do, get in there and land them. Whoa. Beautiful fish, beautiful fish. And that's what Lake Erie is all about. Giant smallmouth, great fighters, strong fish. Golly, I love them. On the Great Lakes, wind and current play a critical part in where active smallmouth position. The water's moving, the smallies are moving, and in turn, to catch them, you have to move as well. And the best way to follow those nomadic schools of bass is to drift and drag. Setup is simple. Approach your target area on the upwind side. Turn your outboard or rudder into the wind. This adds resistance, sets up a flat posture, and enables you to adjust for wind slippage with your bow-mounted trolling motor. Boy, you know, I'm not feeling that bottom like I was a little earlier. I'll tell you, I think the wind definitely is picking up a lot. You probably can hear it in the microphone, or you can see it in the trees up there, how they're starting to blow a little bit harder. But you know, I still want to use a light 1/4 ounce weight, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out a drift sock. So I'm just going to slow my progress down, still use that lighter weight, if you will, and maintain bottom contact. I'm going to set this rod down, keep it fishing, if you will. Why put a sock out? This is what they call a drift sock, folks. It's basically a big parachute that actually holds water and slows your progress down. Well, I'm going to attach a rope to it. Good idea to always attach a rope to it. And throw it out the side and attach it to the side of the boat there, so we can still maintain our side profile and yet be able to fish more efficiently. Here, let's try it. Throw it out there. Let's see. Let out about 6 foot of line. What I'm trying to do is let out as little line as possible, because we get a big old smallmouth in there, he's gonna want to try to get in that sock. That's gonna slow us down a lot. Yeah, already I can feel the difference. My lure's ticking the bottom with more regularity than it was before. You notice how that sock's out? And guess what? We got a fish right away. As soon as we slowed down, we got a fish. Great. See that fish jump? Oh man, what a beauty. What a beauty. Nice fish. Nice fish. We'll grab a marker buoy. We're gonna throw a marker buoy out right there. Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. Drift and drag at its essence. Slowing down, being able to have more control and catch these big, oh baby, beautiful smallmouth bass. Whew. Okay. Let's see. Whoa. Great. Oh, boy, they just don't ever give up. That's why I like these smallies so much. They just never ever give up. Come on, baby. There. You grab them like that, folks. They kind of go to sleep, if you will. Now, beautiful smallmouth. Beautiful smallmouth bass. He hit that as soon as that thing started making better bottom contact. Beautiful fish. You know what, folks? I'm going to put this fish in a live well. Now, we're not going to keep any of these fish today, but smallmouth have a tendency to basically spook members of their own school if you release them right back in. In other words, there's a lot of fish down there and they're active. You put a member of the party that just had a hook in his mouth, he may put those school down. And we're going to put that fish or this in the live well, and we're going to basically give him a chance to recover and keep our active school active. Great fish. Let's get back in the game. Catch a few more of those guys. It's the essence though, using that drift sock, slowing you down, maintain that bottom contact. Boom, fish started biting right away. See if we can't bag a few more. Oh man, there's one. Just right by that buoy. Let's see what we got here. Come on up, baby. I don't feel like a real big one. But I tell you, you never know on Lake Erie. Come on, baby, up. Oh yeah, beauty. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Whoa, pull that drag. Nice smallmouth. Good. 2.5 pounds. Oh, there he came off. That's what you call a quick release. When you start looking for drift and drag areas, folks, what you do is you obviously set yourself in the up current position, but you start looking for breaks and flats that have some bait on. Like you're seeing on the screen right there, there's a lot of bait fish relating right to the bottom. That's what the smallmouth are relating to, those bait fish. Usually what I do is I like to pick the up current side of a flat. In other words, right where it comes out of deeper water, and that's where most of the bigger smallmouth will be. And I say we got a few bait fish down there right now. We're gonna get bit here real soon, I can feel it. Oh, we just came by that buoy. Oh man, good fish, good fish. Oh yeah, look at the size of that baby. That's a Lake Erie smallmouth now, folks. Whoa, whoa, that's a beauty. Just came by that buoy. Again, right where we dropped that thing. This is a good fish here, folks. Good fish. Oh, see how that sock. Look at the size of that baby. Oh yeah, look at that beautiful fish. That's a 5-pounder. Whoa, come here. There you go. Whoa, no. Let's take him by the belly. Oh, get out of that line. Get out of that line. Whew. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful fish. Hooked right where we want to do it. Right on the side of the lip. Gorgeous fish. Hitmaster tubes, do it again. That's what you can expect to find. Beautiful blonde. We call that a blonde, folks. Notice it doesn't have a lot of dark marks on it. But you put him in a live well, should be marked up beautiful. Let's put him in a live well. Don't want to spook at school. Folks, GPS units, global position systems, basically will really help you in your search on the big waters of the Great Lakes for finding smallmouth. And the reason being, you can drop a buoy out there, but I'll tell you, they're hard to see, particularly in high seas. But with a GPS unit, you can literally move your cursor down to the point you had fish, And any time and every time you catch a fish, you can remark that spot. Drift along there, hey, we had fish over here too. Boom, we've got a mark. Now every time that we catch a fish, we put this electronic buoy out, this little mark, and what it does is enables us to go back to those places over and over again and see if those schools of fishes are still in the same area. Hey, it's a good tool to use for Great Lakes and especially Lake Erie smallmouth. Jeez, oh peas, I was reeling in off the bottom. I just put that fish back in and, oh man, just had another one crunch me now just a second ago. He dropped it and he came back and just hit it just now. So in other words, if you have a fish, you feel a fish bite, and he drops it, drop your lure back down, and chances are he'll come back and get it again like this guy did here. Ooh, him gonna run me to the back of the boat. Oh, boy, another good. Beautiful smallmouth. Good 14 to 16. That's a good feeling fish. Oh, look at him jump out there. Man, he's a good one. Come on, baby. Look at that. Big old sow. Oh, these fish are so hard pulling. Come back. Oh, he's bulldogging me now. Bulldogging me now. Stay out of that sock. Stay out of that sock. Sock. He wants to go right in there. Look at that beautiful, beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Whoa. Ah. Great Lake Erie smallmouth. I'll tell you folks, this is why we did this show. Is there a better fish in the world than a smallmouth? I don't think so. Let's put him in the live well too. We're gonna keep our limit, and then we'll go out there, motor off about 150 yards, release all these fish so they'll live to fight another day. Gosh, what a gorgeous fish. Hi folks, welcome to Angling Answers. Hey, we're back here in the studio with Ken Miller from the Toledo area. He's an avid bass angler who fishes a lot of the local tournament trails around here. Hey Ken, what's up?
Hey, not too much, Jeff. I've been doing a lot of fishing lately. Been out on Lake Erie quite a bit. Went last Thursday pre-fishing for a tournament that we had on Sunday. Did pretty good. Me and a friend of mine went out. We were catching some fish in the 3 to 4 pound range. A lot of good ones.
Great fish anywhere you find them. 3 to 4 pounders, good average.
Good fish, good fish. Real excited about the tournament coming up on Sunday. Sunday came, went to the tournament, ran, made a long run. You know how that is, you're committed when you make those long runs. Got out there, started fishing, everything's fine. My partner started catching them, the guy that I drew in this tournament. He started catching them 4 to 1 on me.
What do you think the difference was?
After about 20 minutes of questioning him, I found out that the only difference between him and me that he was using clear line and I was using green line. Do you really think that there's that much difference in the clear versus the green line? You
know, that's a great question, Ken. You know, at seminars all over the country that I do on smallmouth, the question always comes up, does line make a difference? Does line color make a difference? And I'm here to tell you that I believe line color is one of the critical components in making smallmouth bite or not bite. Good example of that. We're using green line, you say, the first day of practice or so?
Yeah, on Thursday.
Thursday, and probably the water had a little stain to it.
Yeah, it was.
My rule of thumb on that is anytime I encounter dirty water, I think green is the best color. Dirty water meaning if there's a green cast of the water. And I'll tell you, Ken, clear water means clear line, and that's sometimes the difference between catching fish and not.
Well, Jeff, I thought that might have been the problem. I kind of boxed myself in the corner. I didn't have any clear line in my boat, and I was pretty much stuck with green line all day. And I was just
frustrated. I'll tell you, you know, one of the things that I do is in my tackle box, I'll buy one of those little pony spools or one of those little 3,000 yard spools, and I keep it with me all the time. That doesn't mean you have to take and refill your entire spool, just a small section. And maybe if you could have borrowed some line off of your buddy, he could have given you 10 or 15 foot, and then you could have tied clear line on top of that green, which would have gave that focal point of that bass clear line instead of having the green line. It's a good tip for you.
I never thought of that. That's an excellent tip.
So next time you get on a lake, make sure you have different lines to compensate for different changes in the water. Ken, it's great having you on Angling Answers today.
Thanks, Joe.
Great questions. Folks, if you take some of the tips we offered here on Smallmouth America and apply them to your fishing, I am sure you'll catch more and bigger smallmouth. Hey, next week we'll be right back with another brand new show. Stay tuned.